I'm here at Virginia International Raceway right now. We are under a red flag period for the Fanatec GT World Challenge. It was a practice session. There's some debris on the course, so they have red flagged it temporarily. But as you can see, I found a nice spot in the shade because it's hot as I don't know what out here. And I'm going to be in the shade anytime the cars aren't actually running. And then when they're on the track, I'll be a little further up the hill there in the sun. But that's where I can get a good clean shot over the fence. So for the time being, I'm hanging out in the shade and enjoying this break.
This content was created purely for entertainment and informational purposes. The creators of this vlog do not endorse drinking and driving, debauchery, underage drinking, public intoxication, speeding, street racing or any other form of delinquency. I'm just a guy, with a drink, talking about cars. Please don't take this too seriously.
What's up? Back once again, it's your boy, the Killer Bee, the Fat Man, the Africanized Honeybee, the Car Guy Blog 05 at gmail.com, Guy at 05 Car on Twitter, at 05 Car on Instagram, at 05 Car on Facebook. The word zero, Z-E-R-O, the number 5, fifth, the word
remix,
C-A-R. With me, as always, is my fabulous co-host, the Queen of Wetness, May Flowers.
Wow, that's new. Yes, but that would be accurate. What's up, people?
There it is. So today is the 19th of June, which is, weirdly enough, it's Father's Day and it's also Juneteenth. I don't have any children
that you know of.
But happy Father's Day to all fathers, stepfathers, biological fathers, adoptive fathers, father-in-laws, and deadbeat fathers. And no, not mothers who think they're fathers also and are celebrating Father's Day, because if you are a mother, you're a mother. And if you're a father, you're a father. If you're a mother who is a single mother, you're still a mother. You're not a father. Okay, and I'm sure I'm going to get in trouble. And for my trans or non-conforming friends, pick whichever you want to be for whichever day is suitable to your gender identity.
There you go. Whatever feels comfortable to you on to this
whatever
day.
suits your pronouns, since it is Pride Month.
That's right, and it's Pride Month.
So, okay, Juneteenth, June 19th, 1865. Is that right? That's right.
I think that's right. When Texas found out they got free,
proclamation
Texas is far from
read in Galveston or Houston that the war was over and that they was free. Now, my kinfolk were in Tennessee and Maryland and Virginia, so they already knew. But, you know,
I mean,
traveling by horse, you think they could have telegrammed them, though. But I guess if they were still being held by Confederate soldiers, they wouldn't want to read that telegram. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, and you know, Texas is far from every damn where. So
yes, that's true.
You know, that would have been a hike. And look, I don't want to fly to Texas. That's a long ass flight.
Too much before that been its own country, let alone part of this country. But whatever. Right. Yeah, I went to a public Juneteenth observance because, you know, again, I'm a Southern, so Juneteenth was kind of foreign to us, but as it has propagated across the country, especially in the internet era, and then becoming a federal holiday. And the governor of North Carolina recognized it, although I don't work in an executive branch position. So like people that work directly for the governor in the executive branch were awarded a personal day of celebration, reflection. Choose to use for Juneteenth or no. But those of us in non-cabinets, of course, that would have to be approved by the General Assembly, and they're Republicans, so that ain't going to happen.
Well, I think that's the other thing too. I'm not a federal employee. I don't even get tomorrow off, so like I'm still out here laboring.
And I didn't mind. I mean, I haven't been, as I reminded somebody, it's like, well, I'm not a federal employee, and I'm the child of federal employees, so my parents always got a lot of holidays I didn't get, so it is what it is. But interesting time to reflect on the struggle and the ancestors and the red, white, and blue flag, not the red, black, and green flag. Black, red, and green. What's the proper order? I don't even know.
I don't know. I usually go red, black, and green because that flows better.
I think that's what the Jungle Brothers used to say. The red, the black, the girl was that X Clan. Doesn't matter. I'm not exactly a hip hop head. Uh, hate to say that, but it's true. Uh, anyway, yeah, reflecting on the struggle and the ancestors, et cetera, emancipation and how far we have yet to go. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that because we're free and racism doesn't exist anymore. Get the hell on with that bullshit. But
Pretty much.
right.
Sigh. Sigh.
Friday, I took a PTO leave, vacation, however you want to call it.
Juneteenth celebration day.
Sort of. So because I was obligated to be at a public event on the actual Juneteenth observance on the 18th, and there was a race event at VIR, I decided to take Friday off and go to VIR on Friday to watch the practice rounds. So for those that don't know, VIR, Virginia International Raceway, is in Alton, Virginia. But that's kind of a wacky thing because it's a half a mile from the state line with North Carolina. And as far as I can tell, the entrance to the track is on the North Carolina side.
Oh, that's interesting.
And maybe that's because I've always approached VIR from the North Carolina side. But the way it works is you're driving down a road and there's a big sign that says VIR that way. And you turn, and as you go up that road, you cross the state line literally about a half a mile before you get to the main gate of the track. And I think that's the only way in. So yeah, I was joking. It's like, yeah, well, the track's in Virginia, but you gotta get in from North Carolina side. Let's see. It was originally built in 1957. It is 3.27 miles long in its quote unquote full configuration. And VIR has about like 6 or 7 different configurations. It's weird.
Oh,
But
okay.
the traditional, what I call the traditional configuration, is 3.27 miles. Now, the track closed in 1974, which is the same year I was born. And it reopened in 2000 in the country club model. And I
Saw
first,
that in the picture on the website. Are those houses? It looks
yeah,
like you can look at too.
there's condos. It's kind of like, remember we talked about Audubon Country Club?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Audubon where there are members and there are villas, kind of like garage mahal townhouses available to the members. There's also, I think there's a four-wheeler course or a rally car course and a go-kart track and a gun range. There's all kinds of, I mean, Top Gun filmed an episode out there. There's all kinds of stuff. Car magazines do fastest lap comparisons between high power cars. There are several spectator race events. There's motorcycle racing, club racing, you name it, they do it out there. I first went in 2004 and my last trip was in 2005. So it's been 17 years since I've been out there.
Oh, wow. Does it look the same? Or, I mean, I imagine some stuff
No.
has changed.
So when I first went out there, the condos hadn't been built yet. The condos were sort of a work in process. They were still selling lots and all of that. But the main thing is that there's a turn called the oak tree. And there was an enormous oak tree at that turn. And that oak tree is gone.
Oh.
The oak tree fell in 2013, July 2nd, 2013. That tree fell. And it was famous enough that they sold pieces of it.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, kind of like when my dorm was torn down and people went and claimed bricks.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when the oak tree came down, they cut it up in chunks and sold it for $100 or $200 a piece, depending on the size of the piece you bought. It's weird because obviously, I mean, this was not a small tree. This is, one of those 100-year oaks. That oak tree was big and it had been there a long time, probably long predated the racetrack. So it has changed the complexion of that corner. I mean, I looked at the Google Map image and realized that the tree wasn't there anymore. I'm like, oh my God,
Oh, wow.
tree down. And then I looked and saw that the tree had fallen down of natural causes. So that's changed, but it's got the pig pens, the climbing S's, the oak tree, NASCAR corner, NASCAR turn, or whatever. And they call it that because apparently there was a Trans Am race there, and Richard Petty and Wendell Scott and some other folks had issues negotiating that corner. So that's how it got its name. But the track is fast and big and hilly. And the way it works is you go in and there are parking areas. They're kind of like in the grass on the hill in the sun
Mm-hmm.
because it was hot as balls Friday.
It was Hot
Um,
Friday.
and then you kind of walk down, and they have camping. They have like designated camping areas, and they got a rope line. And the rope line is no canopies or tents within 50 feet of the fence. So the rope line is to tell you where you can put your canopy or your tent. And everybody in front of that is supposed to be, just people. But you can go anywhere. They got fences, they got bleachers, they got picnic tables, they got places where you can put a blanket out and sit on a hill, or in my case, with your folding chair and your umbrella. Thankfully, they got golf cart rentals. Although I did not rent a golf cart Friday, I should have reserved a golf cart because that's a lot of walking. You need a golf
Yeah.
cart to get around that place. And so I ended up really only filming from one corner, basically. But it's big and scenic and rolling hills. And I don't know if you're familiar with that part of the country, but this is a little north and west of the Greensboro area. So
Okay.
kind of in the Dan River Valley, sort of a little bit east of Danville. And, just rolling hills and big oak trees. And it's farm country. And I'm assuming at some point that was a farm, a very large farm, but I'm assuming that was a farm at some point in its past.
Probably was.
And it's just but yeah, the cars on the front straight. I mean, the nastiest sound I've ever heard was, oddly enough, it was those old ugly Daytona prototypes, because when I was there in 2004, it was a Grand Am race weekend, and so they those butt ugly Daytona prototypes, but the sound of a big old small block V8 coming down that front straight at full scream was incredible. But the only thing better was the sound of a BMW straight six on that same straight, because the BMW Car Club was one of their support events. Yeah, that was crazy. When I went in 2004, it was Grand Am with the BMW Car Club and the Porsche Club of America. And man,
Ooh.
those club guys, whew, I saw the scariest looking Porsche 914 I'd ever seen in my life.
Not scary looking for it.
Yeah, because the 914 is an ugly car in general, but for racetrack use, when they put the fender flares and the big spoilers and all that stuff on it, it starts to look like a waking nightmare. But back to the Fanatec World GT Challenge.
Oh yeah. How was the actual event?
Well, I was only there for practice, and it was hot as balls. And so I watched the small car. I forget the exact name of the classes. They have like a touring car class and a real sports car class. So the touring cars did their practice session, and then the Lambos and the Ferraris and the Aston Martins did their session, and then the Skip Barber Formula cars did their session, and then they came on the PA and said 1 hour lunch break. And I said, it is 97 degrees out here. The sun is directly overhead. I'm not going to sit on this hill and bake for an hour. So I got in my car and took my ass home. Because here's the reality. Where I
Sometimes
live
you just
now,
need a touch of fun, and that's it.
I mean, where I live right now is expressly rural, as North Carolina goes, but I'm 45 miles from the front gate of VIR. So I can get there in about 57 minutes.
Oh, okay.
All on secondary roads. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to take my happy butt up and pick up some lunch on the way home and get a nice cold beverage. Because I did take a cooler with me, and I did have some cold drinks in the car. But just because of the temperature of the car, the cold drinks had thawed all their ice and were rapidly starting to warm up. And I was like, no, I need something actually cold at this point.
Yeah.
But were it not for the heat, I had a nice half day, but there was no, because yes, there's trees and there's seating in the shade, but if you go down to the bottom of the hill where the shade trees are, now you're behind the tire wall and the catch fence.
Oh.
You can't see shit, especially if you got a camera. All you're going to see is, if you got an autofocus camera, it's going to try to focus on the fence grid. If you have a SLR like I have, you can shoot through the fence, but you're still going to have the fence in all your photos. So I was like, no, I got to go on the sun. I got to go up on the hill in the sun to see. and I just wasn't, because I knew I was going to be outdoors Saturday for Juneteenth. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to sit up here in near 100-degree
Sweat to death, yeah.
day. And even with the sunscreen and the umbrella, and it was just high. Like, no, I'm not made for this anymore. I don't
You don't
do
have this to do no more.
no, not you have to acclimate yourself to heat. Yesterday was the first 90+ degree day that I've been like literally outside just in the heat like that this year. So, and it's not like Vegas where it's 115 degrees, but you only have to walk from the car to the door of the hotel. Out there you're walking up and down hills, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not, no. But all the same, I had a good time. I got lots of footage, and I got to be where I am happy, which is watching cars go.
I said the racetrack is your happy place.
The racetrack is my happy place, and it was nice to be back out there. Like I said, 17 years since I set foot on that place, and that's just too
Wow.
damn long.
That is. God,
But,
that seems like so long ago.
with school, I mean, now fully 12 years of that, I was living out of state. But since I've been back since 16. I've had school, I've had work, I've had COVID. Well, I not personally have had COVID.
Not yet. Ooh,
People
and
around
I'm
me
trying to
have
keep it
had
that way.
COVID. And I was joking yesterday. I told him, I was like, every time I leave the house, when I get back home, I got an email telling me that I've somebody there is sick and I've been exposed and I need to test. So it's at the point now where I'm just going to be testing twice a week indefinitely, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, like I said, the last batch of tests the government sent, and here he is. Here's your test. Be out. Good luck. Godspeed.
But
I
yeah,
think that's where we're at.
that was the nice thing, and that's been my sort of my trick where VIR is concerned. I go to club racing events or I go on practice days for professional racing. One, the ticket is usually cheaper on a practice day. Two, there's no crowds
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
practice day. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were people there Friday, but the place was not crowded. On a race day, it can get pretty crowded. So you go and there's no line to get in. I drove right up, gave him my ticket, and went on in, found a place to park, no problem, and then just hung out. And I had space to myself. I
Nice.
wasn't worried about trying to see over or around people. Nobody complained, even though I was sitting at the fence. I put an umbrella up over my head, and nobody complained because there was nobody behind me to complain.
Boom.
There were a handful of RVs and some pop-up tents along the tent line, but for the most part, there were people walking around onesie twosies, and 3/4 of them were like me. They had some sort of digital camera with a big ass lens on the front, and they were there to take pictures and enjoy the noise. For to take a day off work and get a half day in up there, and then kind of come back home and take care of some other errands and chores around the house. It was a good day as far as I'm concerned.
Excellent.
And
And that's all that matters.
I will definitely be going back when they have some other types of events. And honestly, I didn't take the Z when I still had the Z. My intent was to take the Z and drive during one of the charity. Because in the spring they have a lot of charity lap events where you pay. I think you do on a per lap basis,
Oh, okay.
and you just get to lap the track. You're not racing, but you get to lap the track. And they had the VIP laps, but I wouldn't want to lap. I wouldn't want to lap with the VIP group. One, I'm not actually a VIP, and two, they don't go very fast.
Oh, okay.
Like on the charity laps, I think you can generate speed. You're just not allowed to, you know, pass people and be all up on their bumpers and stuff like you're racing. And probably you don't get a transponder, so that discourages. I mean, you go fast, but you have no clock to tell you, down to the 10th how fast you're going, and to try to push for that extra 10th and wind up in the dirt. So
Right.
no, but I will drive VIR at some point. That is a goal. And today I started thinking, if I can get my money right, maybe I'll get me a retirement villa there.
Hey, that might be fun.
Buy a house in the country, like in Rockingham County, and then
Go live out in the sticks.
maybe get a garage, if not a condo, maybe rent a garage space there and just keep my track car there, because I own a track car. So cars need to be driven. So that's my goal now that I have a house again, I'm kind of situated. My goal is to get the track car back running and get it out and drive it, use it.
Get it out in these streets.
I mean, because it's sunk cost, right? I mean, it's paid for, so
Mm-hmm.
I might as well use it.
Yeah, you got it.
Right. And I vowed to myself that I would never sell it, even though I've come close to going back on that a couple times because prices for 240s are ridiculous.
Oh,
And anytime
really?
somebody sees that car, they be like, "Is it for sale?" No, it's not for sale
No.
because I cannot replace it for any reasonable amount of money.
Right. Looking out here, looking like the housing market.
I'm
You want?
so man, and I'm so missing the buzzer. Man, I shouldn't have sold that car. Blown engine or not, I should have kept that car. If I had known,
You knew then what you know now.
right, if I had known what the values were going to be, man, I'd have kept that car. Anywho,
Anywho,
that was
it sounds like it was a good day.
my little quick splash foray out to VIR for the first time in a long time, and hopefully it will not be the last time this year, because again, it's my happy place, and to have such a historic and awesome racetrack 45 miles from my house, I just can't. I mean,
You can't pass it up.
no, I can't, and it's way better than Charlotte. I mean, the road course in the Charlotte Motor Speedway or Lowe's Motor Speedway, whatever it's called now,
Whatever they're calling it.
is I as Rovals go, and the Roval at Rockingham is I as Rovals go, and I don't even know if Rockingham is open again. I heard somebody was trying to reopen it again, but
Okay.
those are cute. But VIR is a real road course.
Nice.
It's the real deal, man. It's got corners that are scary and straightaways that are fast and hills and tires. It's the real deal. It's like Road America. It's the real deal, man.
It's a for real course, not one of these little baby courses.
Right. Oh my God, I've driven Road America. Why do I keep forgetting that? That's hilarious. I drove Road America in the rain on a 50-degree day and crashed.
That does not sound pleasant, but
Crashed, but
even
whatever.
less pleasant.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't crash. I left the racing surface. Now I had a coworker that really crashed because he went past where I got stuck in the gravel. He went past that and went into the tires. He did like $10,000 worth of damage to his Mustang.
Eek.
Yeah. But anyway, that's our time. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed what we had to say. And like, share, and subscribe. Do all the YouTube thingies. Ding the little bell. Click the that is the bell. The notification icon is the bell. Ding the little bell. Interact in the message board, the comments, because that drives engagement. And we need to defeat the algorithm.
Team defeat the algorithm.
Us creators of color struggle so hard with the algorithm.
The algorithm hates us.
The algorithm hates us. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Hit me up on the Facebook or the Twitter or the Instagram, because I'm out there on the interwebs. I'm everywhere except TikTok and Snapchat. Is that still a thing?
Is that still a thing? I don't hear anybody
No,
talking about
12.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
But
And I don't do
think-
stupid dances, so no TikTok for me.
right. I don't dance, so no TikTok.
But all right, we'll be back at you again real soon. Enjoy the content and enjoy your Juneteenth and your Father's Day.
Bye.